Well, I was going to read my spooky one next. I will read a spooky one. No, I'll read a different one. Today I fucked up by mistaking my cousin's new look for a Halloween costume. This is my first time posting here. This happened last Sunday. For a bit of context, my cousin and I went to school together for most of our lives. Our birthdays are just a couple of days apart, and we were always best friends. However, after finishing high school, she moved to a different state and started college, unlike me, who decided to work full-time instead. We drifted apart almost entirely. Fast forward to the current year. She abandoned college and came back here. I was happy to learn that she would be staying with my family for a while until she gets back on her feet. After not seeing her in 2 years, I was honestly quite hyped to spend time with her again. Halloween is, or was, our favorite holiday, so I planned to take her to a party with a few friends. My parents picked her up from the bus station, and by the time they came home, I was already in my costume. Somehow I assumed that she would be already dressed up and ready to go to the party, which was a terrible assumption on my part. A little bit of extra context. Before she moved, she was a bubbly girl who loved pastel colors, anything stereotypically girly, kawaii culture, and anime. Those last two things were our biggest topics of conversation and money sinks. Since I'm goth, and I was back then too, we are a very interesting duo to say the least. She, however, had an extremely dark and limitless sense of humor. Nothing was off the table for her to make fun of, especially on Halloween. As a matter of fact, she got kicked out of our high school Halloween party for a very bad taste costume. Back to last Sunday. I saw her enter the living room as a completely different person. Her hair was dyed green and shaved on one side, wearing a tank top and a denim vest full of political pins and patches, proudly displaying her dyed armpit hair and a completely different demeanor. My first reaction was to smile and hug her. Then I complimented her on her enraged feminist, a term we both used to make fun of back in the day, costume while laughing. Big freaking mistake. She went off on me. I felt like shit, and I tried very hard to apologize, telling her that I was just confused and also way too hyped for Halloween. She then told me that she no longer celebrates it and said some really cruel things about me and my costume. I ended up going to the party without her and didn't really enjoy myself there. We haven't talked much since. I've tried apologizing at least once every day since, but I just feel like shit for being such an asshole to her.
Oh man, that fucking sucks. Okay. Listen, I don't think people shave their head for a Halloween costume, so that could have been a little bit of a sign.
Wig.
Okay, I guess. Is it really her fault, though, that the person that she used to know went through such a radical change?
I mean, I don't think so. I feel like this was an honest mistake.
Yeah.
That's tough, though.
That's tough.
Because, like, if that was you, someone's like, great Halloween costume, and that's just your look, like, you're gonna be offended.
Yeah, that's tough to come back from.
Yeah.
For sure, that's tough.
That's really awkward on both sides.
Eek!
Top comment. Out of curiosity, what was your costume, and what did she say that was cruel? OP replied, Sailor Saturn. She said it was a slutty costume and a pedophile magnet. Sailor Saturn?
Yeah, it's this old anime show with like witch thing, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. The pedophile, that's just unnecessary.
That is such an unnecessary comment. What the fuck?
Like that's just that's uncalled for.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to be friends with this cousin anymore.
Yeah. That's actually like worse than what OP said.
100%, way worse. 10 times worse.
Yeah. All right.
Back to me?
Back to you.
Okay.